multiple intelligences meet each day. Each day. Oh, vocal fry. I am the teacher and the sinner who whips up spiritual manna with nectar-ous music, delicious fun, and big, serious, helpful, organic concepts, where good, reliable, delectable information is served up as our fellowship meal each and every day. I used to visit all the very happy spaces, those come what may places, where one relaxes on the axis of the wheel of life to get the feel of life from jazz and cocktails. The girls I knew had sad and sullen gray faces with distinguished traces that used to be there. You could see where they'd been washed away by too many through the day. 12 o'clock tale. Then you came along with your siren song to tempt me to madness. I thought for a while that your poignant smile was tinged with the sadness of a great love for me. Ah, yes, I was wrong. Again, I was wrong. Life is lonely again. And only last year everything seemed so sure. Now life is awful again. A trough full of hearts could only be a bore. A week in Paris will ease the bite of it. All I care is to smile in spite of it. I'll forget you, I will, while yet you are still burning inside my brain. Romance is mush, stifling those who strive. I'll live a lush life in some small dive, and there I'll be while I rot with the rest of those whose lives are lonely. Welcome to the Good Info Café, where you get spiritual manna. Spiritual manna. So I have lots of messy notes. I renamed yesterday's video, following Brent and Sean, to Road Cheese Like Roadkill is Yucky. But there I was, celiac, diabetic, and not wanting to stop for too long. There you have it, cheese that's colored and in the shape of a barbershop thingy out front. Barbershop spiral. So that was the best I could come up with. I have jury duty tomorrow. So if I don't end up doing a video tomorrow, those that hear this, spread the word. That's why maybe they picked me. A little thing on jury duty. It's a civic duty. I think it's makes sense, and with a well-run government, a fair government, of course that can be misused too. But only extenuating circumstances should one not do that. But that's a civic duty. Also, a thank you to my childhood neighbor who was the president of IBM Federal Division, who always talked about me doing a spiritual thing, my guru thing. And so spiritual manna, that's definitely going to be a big part of this, the launch of this series is spiritual manna. Thank you, Norman. And And then also the whistle tone. So already better than the first time I did it yesterday. So I'm going to be learning that and see the progress. That'll be kind of cool. No, that's not it. Vocal fry. I didn't know what that was called when you go way low. Oh, it's called vocal fry. Not doing it very well. You're in on my good, bad, and the ugly, all the warts, everything. Oh, I'm not slick. That's vocal fry. Oh. And then Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, became the Buddha when he became enlightened. I've always thought about, I think Jesus would have liked Buddha or would have appreciated some of the things he did. Jesus is the center for me. He is the role model. He is the most incredible being ever. But Buddha, it's important to some good lessons like he had everything. He's an example of having everything. And when he saw the suffering, he gave up all the material things and went to help the everyday people, the poor people. But he did leave his wife and young son, and I wonder if he ever went back to see them. And he left a life of luxury, so there gets a lot of credit for that. I think Jesus would appreciate that. And the cessation of care, people misuse that because he talked about desire is the reason why we have suffering. And then he went to no desire, and that didn't work either. The ascetic, where he almost starved to death. He said the middle path, and that's just talking about balance. I think he didn't think dancing was good. But anyway, the QOD for today is, can a follower of Jesus still appreciate the good lessons of the Buddha? Can a follower of Jesus still appreciate the good lessons of Buddha? Also, our senses. So today it's honey, and I forgot to bring it over. So here it is. I'm going to have some honey. Think about John the Baptist living on locusts and honey. And so there it is. And an okay. That tastes good. That's clover honey. Version of honey, the clover kind. So smell, taste, touch, and visual, audio, and visual. All the senses are necessary for multiple intelligences. All the senses are necessary for the multiple intelligences. Some of my notes. So Jesus is the center, but I then will talk about Muhammad and Buddha. So he's the reference point, Jesus is, and all that. So make that clear. So then when it comes to religion, that this can cause this, and all the religious bigots, and then the secularists. So secularism has caused as much or more destruction and death than religions have. Religions, at their core, the concept is to help others and help the poor. That's, at the core of most religions, and then it gets taken out of context and all that. So anyone going and killing and murdering. Christian extremist equals extreme love. Love is the core of Jesus. Or Jesus extremist equals extreme love. Or extremist for Jesus is extreme love. Very important. Love your enemies, etc. So everyone has a belief system and a way of life. So you're not going to, the ones who throw religion back at you, you're not being a good Christian. Well, forget that one. But they use it as a weapon, and secularism can be a weapon too when you're not being a good secularist. Oh, secular, we're supposed to do whatever we want, or not just have a narcissist or whatever. Okay, well, that's bad. I'm rambling a little bit, but you got the QOD. Can a follower of Jesus still appreciate the good lessons of the Buddha, of Confucius? Even the Quran has good lessons. Then when he got power, when Muhammad got power, then that's when it, I think, has some issues. The grade is for the Secret Service. Remember that mom with her 2-year-old in the car seat, I think in the back, drove through a barrier and then drove away. Maybe was confused, scared, and they murdered her. They get a 0, not just an F. They get a 0 for doing that. And Congress gets a 0 for giving the Secret Service a standing ovation for murdering this woman, an innocent woman, knocked over a barrier. Oh my God. The punishment did not equal the crime or the problem. So, my God. So I just want to, jury duty, I told you, if I don't get one up tomorrow, a video, it's because I have jury duty, and do your civic duty unless extenuating circumstances. Spiritual manna. Okay. Now I'm all sticky. Oh yeah, and my son, I got to see my kids yesterday. My son is my hero. He's just the hardest working guy. He worked through, I just found out he'd just gotten over the flu, and he worked through the whole flu. You know, like lots of us do that. We do that. And he's one of them. And it's awesome. So I think I got everything up there. I said thank you to Mr. Cook for saying when am I going to do my guru spiritual thing? I used to visit all the very happy spaces, those come what may places, where one relaxes on the axis of the wheel of life to get the feel of life from jazz and cocktails. I'll forget you, I will, while yet you are still burning inside my brain. Romance is mush, stifling those who strive. I'll live a lush life in some small dive, and there I'll be while I rot with the rest of those whose lives are lonely too. Okay, we don't have to end on a depressing song like that. So remember, gospel means the good news, and I believe in the second coming, and Jesus is the shroud. All the evidence is that the shroud was the one that wrapped Jesus in three-dimensional information, hologram. Because I say that you're going to maintain the good feelings and feel even better after our Café meeting. So I don't want to end on, while I rot with the rest of those whose lives are lonely too, by Billy Strayhorn, sung, I think, made most known by Nat King Cole in 1949. Sarah Vaughan did it. And thank you, Ron Ellison, Ronnie Wells, my voice teacher, Ronnie Wells, for singing jazz. I got to meet Katia Stitt, who now is a DJ, I think, on WPFW, a jazz station here in D.C. Her father was Sonny Stitt, one of the greatest jazz saxophonists of the 40s and 50s. He had passed by the time I met her. But anyway, lots of jazz songs. April in Paris, chestnuts in blossom, holiday tables under the trees. April in Paris, this is a feeling that no one can ever reprise. I never knew the charm of spring